So as promised yesterday, I said like we'll be taking everything from scratch. I'll be talking everything from basics. Basics are really, really important and fundamentals are really important, correct? Without fundamentals, we cannot move forward. So for that, excuse me, guys, my voice is clear? Okay. Those who said voice is breaking, I think your 1.5 GB might be over daily limit. I don't know what you guys have watched, but okay. So, okay, fine. Movies and all. Please, those who have any voice problems, like you cannot hear properly, please rejoin it. So let's jump on to the topics. So as said, let's talk today about the basics. As I said, let's talk from very, very basic, which is called client server architecture. Okay. So most of the people might have aware of, they might know what is client and what is server. But if some interviewer asks you what is client, what do you say? Can you say that? All of a sudden you ask, sir, I cannot answer. Will you say that? No. Can you tell me in your, okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen as well? Okay. All right. What is client? Client is a user. Client, he utilizes services. And excellent. So there are multiple ways. So whenever we talk about the client, so we should not talk about the customer. Many people will say that, sir, customer, those who come and take, we will be the customers when you go to the shopping mall, correct? That is not the customer that we are talking about here. So client server, it is everything is related to the IT operations related thing. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about client server architecture. Client server architecture. Excellent. So as I asked you what is client, let us take a realistic example. Guys, every day we open the laptop and what do we do? Watch movies. No. What else? What else? You open your laptop, what you do first? Okay. So can I take this? Can I take your browser as a client for an example? Can a browser can be a client for us? Right? So that is the daily. I am taking this realistic example, real example, because that is the browser is the one which we are doing it, which we are using in our regular life, correct? So let's take this browser is a client for us. Browser. So I would say this is the client. So you open your laptop and you open the browser and you type, what do you type? Let's take google.com. You type google.com. So whenever you type, can I say you are requesting a resource? Yes. So what is a client? Can we say that which request a resource? Can we say that? Guys, if you have any questions, if you don't understand, I'll repeat it. N number of times also I'll repeat it. But whenever I'm saying, you have to be very clear. Okay. Can we say that client meaning which request a resource is called a client? So for a, what is the example of the client that we daily use? Browser. Right? So now client meaning here, I say that which requests a resource. Which request a resource. Okay. We know what is client now. So guys, whenever you open the browser and you type google.com, there should be someone from the other side who will be responding to your request. No, who is that guy? Server, exactly. So server meaning, so I'll write it here. So there should be a other side, there will be a server. What is server? Yes. Which respond to the request. So this is the best and easiest way whenever someone asks, right? So no need to write in books. Just close it. Whenever I say, you can write it in your, but you can have your running notes. But whenever I'm teaching, concentrate on my teaching. So don't put the notes because I'll be injecting directly in your brains. And at the end of the class, we'll do the revision again. So what is a server? Server meaning which respond to that request. Correct? So in the easiest way, I can also say that client meaning which is someone asking. Whenever you are asking something, that will be a client. And giving meaning server. So the client will be sending a request to the server and the server will be responding it to the client. Agree with this? Very basic. What is client and what is server? Why did I took this example? Because this is the example that we will be using it daily in our activities. So whenever you're working on AWS cloud, whichever the topic it is, the minimum bare requirement that you should understand, you should know about is this client server architecture. Whenever you open a laptop, whenever you request something, you will be the requester. You will be the client. You meaning here, the browser. And there will be someone who will be responding to your request, and that will be the server. Clear? Right? And now we have, and obviously this client and server, they both has to be inside the network in order to talk to each other, communicate with each other. Agree? They both should be in the network, guys. Yes, they both should be in the network. Now tell me, in network, what are the few components that you know in the network? Tell me, what are the few components that you know in the network? Router, switches, firewalls, hub, what else? We have printers. What else? So you have so many things. Now tell me, in the whole big network, is it possible for us to identify, okay, this person is a client, okay, this person is a server? Is it possible for us to identify? No. So instead of that, can we say that in the network, we have something called devices? What is that we call? Devices. And that bloody device can be either a client or a server. If it is requesting, it will be a client. If he is responding, that will be a server. Simple. So instead of in the networking, in the network, entire network, we should be calling it as a devices, right? What is it? Devices. So devices can be either a client or a server. Chiti, clear? Is it clear till here, everyone? Slowly. Everyone CC? Okay. And we know what is client and we know what is server. That is clear. And let us talk about client server architecture. So do you know that? Do we have different types of client server architectures? Do we know that? What are those? What are the different types of client server architectures we have? Excellent. So exactly, we have 1 tier, 2 tier, and 3 tier. So let us see the differences between this 1 tier, 2 tier, and 3 tier. Which one is apt for us to work? Correct? So let us go there. So let us talk about 1 tier architecture. one-tier architecture. Chite, in one-tier architecture, how many layers we have? Only one layer. That is why it is called one-tier architecture. That is, we have how many layers? Only one layer. That too. Okay. Now let me take a realistic example. And Akshay. Let's take Akshay. So consider this. This is Akshay's laptop. Yeah. AKSH. Yeah. Akshay's laptop. So assume this Akshay is a developer. This Akshay is a developer, for example. What does the developer do? He develops the code. Yes, he develops the code. Whatever he develops the code, obviously, what is develop meaning? Application, no? Whatever is developing the code, it is for the application. So this application has to be accessed by everyone. Yes or no? So what he did, this is his laptop. And what he did was he developed the application. He has hosted the application in his own laptop. He has the application in his own laptop. Can we call this laptop as a local host or local machine? Can we call it? Understand the wordings. Can we call that laptop as a local host? Because you're opening inside the laptop, you're opening the browser and you're accessing your own application. Is someone can be accessing from outside? Tell me, Chitti. Someone is able to access from outside? This is his own personal laptop. He is developing by his own. Is there any use of developing any application which is not accessed by anyone? Is of any use? Chitti replies, no use. So everyone, so no one will be able to access your application. This is because can we say all this, no one will be able to access it. Can we say this device, can we say this is a device? Can we say this laptop is a device? Yes. So this device itself is acting as a client and this device itself is acting as a server. Agree? Are there anyone from outside connecting to this laptop? So I'm going inside the laptop and opening the browser and I'm accessing the website. So no one is able to access the website or application from outside. And that device itself is acting as a client and that device is acting as a server. Tell me, is there any use of this kind of architecture in our real time? Yes or no? Strong. No, right? Any doubt? No, right? This will be developed by himself, but how this will be useful for everyone? You join some company, you'll be working it, and you develop some application. That application will be only accessed by you. No, it will be accessed by some customer, right? So now tell me, this one-tier architecture, can I say this one-tier architecture is dead? Dead? Yes, it is dead. No one will be using this one-tier architecture. Everyone understood? You understood the reason also now? Chitti? Understood, no? So we will not be using this one-tier architecture. So then what is the next tier architecture that we are going to for? Two-tier architecture. So let us see what is that two-tier architecture. Okay. So now this is two-tier architecture. Okay, two-tier architecture. So in this two-tier architecture, how many layers will be there? Fantastic. We have two layers. One we call it as client layer. And another one we call it as server layer. Very important. What are the two layers, guys? Client layer and then server layer. Okay. Now, in this server layer, I have set up a server. I have this server. Okay. I have this server. This is the server. So what does the server contains? The server contain hardware. Yes, we have hardware. On top of it, what we have? Operating system. So this one, we have a hardware. On top of it, we have what? Operating system. We call it as OS. Whenever I talk to OS, in every batch, I remember one joke. Should I tell you that joke? So this was just for fun. So when I was in my college days, I was sitting in my bench, right? And then my friends used to call me, Mama, Macha, OS is coming, OS is coming. Then I thought, how come OS will come? Right? I was very curious. And then my friend said, like, Mama, see, OS came. I asked, Mama, where is OS? And she is there. And she's a girl. And I asked, why you are calling OS? Her name is Ontari Sunita. In shortcut, we used to call OS. I don't I don't know whether if she is there in the class, then I'm done. So yeah, just for fun, don't take it seriously. But the thing is, yeah, as I said, it should be fun. Yeah, let's not be very serious. Okay, so we have the operating system. We have the operating system. On top of the operating system, what do? We'll put application. Yes, Chitty? We'll keep application here. Yes or no? We'll put application. Whenever you're putting the application, that application might be developed in your Java and .NET or Python, and there's so many languages out there. So you have developed the application, you are deploying that application on the server. Okay. Now tell me, this application will work on the same machine? Yes or no, everyone? So we need to put a database also on the same machine. So what I did, I put the database. What is the example of database that you know already? We have MySQL, MSSQL, Postgres. There are so many things. Okay. So I'm putting the database here. Listen this, guys, concentrate. Now, assume this server has 4 GB RAM. How much? 4 GB RAM. 2 CPUs are there for this. So I'm putting application and database on the same machine. So this application is hosted, and we have the clients, no, Chitty? We have the clients here who will be connecting to the server. Yes or no? So we have the clients here. We have the client. Will it be only one client or multiple clients? There will be multiple clients. Very good. So we have the clients. See, we have to be very perfect. Okay, now for one question. Do we need to really worried about on the client layer? No, right? We no need to worry. So you deploy the application in the internet and millions of people will be connecting it. Do you need to really worry about who is connecting to my application? Of course, later based on the traffic. But now we no need to worry about the client layer. So what we need to worry about is server layer. So all these clients are getting connected to this server. City, yes or no? Client server. All these clients are getting connected to this server. Yes. Now, think. By the way, this application should get connected to the database, right? It has. Okay. This will be connected like this. City. Now, question for you. What is the server capacity? 4 GB RAM. So now, so many clients are getting connected to the server, and operating system has 4 GB RAM. Application will say, "Arey wo operating system, be careful. I need 2 GB RAM. Allocate to me. I need 2 GB RAM. Please allocate to me." And this guy database will say, "Arey kya baat kar rahe? What are you talking? Give me also 2 GB RAM. Hey, operating system, give me also 2 GB RAM." And operating system will say that, okay, application you take 2 GB, database you also take 2 GB. What will I take? Nothing. So when there is this kind of bargaining is happening between inside the server, so a big fight will be happening between both of all these things for resources. Yes or no? There will be a fight happening, inside the server. Whenever the fight is happening inside the server, who is the most affected person? Clients. Clients is the most affected person. So now, of course, clients are the most affected person. That is good. Whenever this fight is happening, guys, remember, application is like a Tom. Database is like Jerry, always. Always. Is it recommended to put Tom and Jerry on the same room? Is it recommended to keep application database on the same machine? Yes or no? No. You have to be very confident. No. If you are keeping the application and database on the same machine, what will happen? Tell me what are the things that what will happen? Tell me. There are so many things that we hear. What you said, crash, lag. Slow down. Hang. Bad performance. Signal issues. Downtime. Latency issues. What else? Right? So now you understood. So have you heard these words like, hang, crash, bad performance? Have you heard about these words? Now you understood what is the reason behind it? Everyone, now you understood, right? So we used to usually hear this word, "Arey bhai, server is very slow." Why? Due to the capacity. It is not able to get the capacity. So this is the reason why we used to use this word called crash, hang, low, slow down, bad performance, very bad, all these things. Now, Chitty, is recommended this two-tier architecture in your production environment? Okay, now there will be a question here. What is production environment? Yes. So many of the people don't know about what is production environment. Let me give an example. Because it is good to know all these things, correct? So what is the game that you guys play? What is that? PUBG, right? So guys, you have your, this is your mobile. Okay. Who is here? Chaitu. Shortcut. This is Chaitu's mobile. So he opened his mobile and he's playing PUBG on his mobile. But at least do you know that it is connecting to the server in the backend? Chitty? Yes. This is the PUBG server. Let us correlate everything in our real time. Okay. So this is the PUBG server. And we know that this Chaitu's mobile is getting connected to this PUBG server. So I haven't paid this PUBG at all, but I remember there are so many weapons inside it, correct? So many guns and all. So now, whatever the environment that customer is directly accessing it, that is called production environment. What is that? Production environment. So can see all these clients are getting directly connected to the servers, correct? So can I call this as prod environment or production environment? Yes. Okay. Now in the PUBG application, a developer has developed a nice gun. A developer who will be developing all this? A developer only, no? So there will be a developer over here. Okay. So there will be a developer. There will be a developer who will be developing a nice gun. So he has developed the gun. Tell me, can he directly put his code to this server? Can he? You are saying no. Why? What's the reason? If you are putting directly to the production environment, what if your code is bad? What if you get some error? What if the deployment got failed? Your actual production environment will go down. If the production environment goes down, all your customers will be able to connect to your servers. Your PUBG will work on your phones. Is it good to deploy directly on the prod servers? For that reason, what this guy will do is they will push it to the dev environment. What is that, Chitty? Development environment. Dev environment. So they will deploy this in the dev environment and see that everything is working good. And then they have something called testing environment. Guys, there are so many environments, but I'm just giving you a few. Test environment, or you can call it as QA environment, or you can call it as UAT environment. So first they will be deploying it on the dev. If everything is good, they will push it to test. Everything they will test, and finally they will be deploying on the production environment. Now you all understood the difference between what is dev environment, test environment, and production environment. So production environment is the one which customers are directly accessing it. Now this two-tier environment, this two-tier architecture is good for your production environment. This two-tier architecture is good for your production environment? Yes or no? No. How come you put application database on the same machine in the production environment? So it is not at all recommended. And by the way, this two-tier architecture is good at security level. You have security issues also. So let's say if someone, Buchi, comes and hack it. If some hacker hack it, what do we have on the server? We have application also. Our developer day and night, they have put an efforts and write the Baba code, right? And database also day and night, they put and created tables so that this, right? And then finally the hacker will come and he'll take the code and he'll take the data also. So is it good for the security also for the two-tier architecture? No, there is no security. If there is no security, will you push this into the production environment? So no to two-tier architecture. Is it recommended, Chitty? No. Is this clear till here, everyone? CC? This two-tier architecture? Super. Now we know what is one-tier architecture. Now we know what is two-tier architecture. Now let us go to three-tier architecture. Okay. Okay. In the three-tier architecture, Chitty, yeah, architecture. Yes, you can. Okay. I'll give one more example. Manohar is asking, can we use two-tier in dev environment? Let me give a classic example. Manohar, you are working with me. Suppose, just assume he is working with me. I'm the manager. And we got a project. And I said, hey, Manohar, go and do some POC. POC meaning proof of concept. That meaning before we go to and develop the main one, we do the testing. That means POC. Now, Manohar will ask, sir, can you give me one server for application? Can you give me one server for database? Can you give me one server for that? Can you give me one more server for that? So totally give me 5 servers. Will I give 5 servers to him? I'll give only one server. You do whatever you want to do. What he'll do, he'll install application there itself. He'll install database there itself. He'll set up, do everything, testing everything. He'll do that on that machine itself. Can we, this is 2-tier architecture. So this can be used in dev environments? We can't use this for development only. No, this is for testing purpose. Can we use it? I would say yes. So this can be used in dev environments. But if you want to be very serious in dev environment also, I want to be very serious. Can you use it? No. But chalta. Is it clear? So now, good. So now let's go to 3-tier architecture. In 3-tier architecture, how many layers it would be? Super. Huh? Sir, that is 3-tier only, right? So we have 3 layers. What is the question you're asking? Okay. So now what is that? What are those? So we call it as client layer. And then application layer. And then database layer. Okay. Developers, they'll also call like this. This is presentation layer. This would be business logic layer. Huh? And this is DB layer. Guys, in 3-tier architecture, we have 3 layers. What are those, City? Client layer, application layer, database layer. What we are doing it here is, we are separating the Tom and Jerry. Who is Tom here? Application. Who is Jerry? Database. So are we keeping this both of them in the same machine, same room? No. What we are doing, we are separating this application layer and database layer. We are separating them. So now I'll have this server here. Okay, this is a server. And obviously hardware, operating system, right? So can I call this as application server, Chiti? Can we call it as application server? And this one is, you have a hardware. On top of it, we have OS, huh? Operating system. And then on top of it, what do we put? We put application. So this application can be developed in any language like your Java, .NET, Python, etc. Super. And this machine will have its own 4 GB RAM. Today. And now I'll take, so I have a database server like this. So instead of this, I'll keep the database. I'll have the database. What is an example that we have? MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle, or whichever it is. So this also has a 4 GB RAM today. 4 GB RAM. So now we are, can we call it as database server? Okay. So, and we have the clients. So I'll copy it from here just to save our time. So I'll take all these clients and I put it there. We have the clients. So guys, today all these clients are getting connected to this server. Yes or no? Super. Okay. All these clients are getting connected over here. That is good. Do we need to worry about the client layer? No. So let us talk about application server. Today, so this is the most common interview question. Generally, they'll ask, what is application server? What do you say? What is application server? Application server. Correct. We used to generally in Viva we do it, right? What is array? Array is array. So okay, so what is application server? So can I say this? But definitely you cannot say all these things in your interview, right? So let us say that the simple, keep it simple, KISS. The server where the application is hosted is called application server. Simple, simple. You are not giving second thought to the interviewer. Whenever you say this thing, he'll zip it. So what is application server? The server where the application is hosted is called application server. Chitti, what is database server? What is database server? Same thing. The server where the database is installed. Or can I say that the server which stores the data? Can we say that? Where the DB hosted, or the server which stores the data is called the database server. Chitti, clear it? Okay. So anyways, so this is getting connected. This application server will be connected to this. So as we are not having application and database on the same machine, is there any possibility of having fight? No. If the fight is not happening, what is the end result? What's the end result? Performance. Correct? If the fight is not happening in the server, what is the end result? You will get a nice performance. That meaning the client will be happy. So when the client will be happy, if the website application is running nicely without any problem, the client will be happy. You're getting it? You're getting it, Chitti? Right? So and now another question. So now we know what is application server and you know what is database server. How does application server is getting connected to the database server? Or can I say application server is a device? Can I say database server is also like a device? Everything is device in network. How does these two devices communicate with each other in the network? Using IP address. Chitti, how does two devices communicate with each other? Using IP address. Fantastic. These are all interview questions for you. So here, devices communicate with each other with IP address. With IP address and also host name. What is the host name? Okay, for every server, there will be an IP address and there will be a host name. What is that? What is host name, Chitti? Host name is nothing but name of the server. What is IP address? What is IP address? Okay, you said devices communicate with each other with IP address. Very good, super, appreciate. The next question from interviewer would be, what is IP address? Hey, IP address. IP address meaning IP address. You don't know IP address? Every server will have IP address. Number, tuck, 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 something. Will you say like this to the interviewer? What is IP address? Okay, how do we have? So it is the number with the dots. Vinith is saying. So IP address, we have Aadhaar cards, correct? On the Aadhaar card, we have Aadhaar number. Can we say that Aadhaar number is a unique identification for you? And in Aadhaar card also, you have the name. That is also the name for you. So for the server also, there will be a unique identification. That is nothing but IP address. And the server will also have the name. And the name is nothing but host name. Getting it? Right? So I'll write it here. So devices communicate with each other with IP address. That is good. And what is IP address? IP address. What is the full form of IP address? IP. So IP Internet Protocol. So what is Internet Protocol? It's a unique identification for a device in the network. Can I say this simple? Can I say that it's a unique identification for a server in a network? Can I say server? No, because in network we have server, we have clients, we have switches, we have that, this, everything we have it. So it's always good to say that it's a unique identification for a device in the network. And what is a host? What is a host name? What is the host name? Name of the server. What is the host name? Name of the server. Getting it today? Right? Clear? We know what is now IP address. We know what is a host name. Is it clear till here, everyone? Any questions? All good? Everyone? CC? Chitty? All CC? There's nothing wrong if you press a C 2 times. Okay, excellent. This batch is really interactive. Good. Question for you. Question for you is, the clients are getting directly connected to the application, correct? Application server, yes or no? Your application server should be in public network or private network? Chapan. Huh? Mixed feelings, huh? Some say public, some say private, someone say cannot say anything. Public, private, which one? So, okay, I'll consider as a private, as you said, private. If the application is private, if the application server is private, Chitty, if the application server is private, can the clients who are in the internet can be directly connected to your private server? You have your own house, you have your own bedroom. Can anyone have direct access to your bedroom, which is private? No. Then how come clients will connect to the application server if it is private? Huh? Tuch, sir, tuch. Public. It is public network. Okay. I'll consider this as a public network. Chitty, all your developers, I mean, day and night. I mean, day and night, they have put in efforts to develop the code. Whatever the Bava code they have written, that will be in the application server. If you make that application server as public, can anyone directly connect to your application server and steal the code? Possible, no? So will you keep public, which is security issue? Will you keep private, which no one can be able to access it? Then how come clients will connect then if it is private? I'll tell. This is what I need. See, everyone, your brains are getting triggered, correct? You are thinking like an architect. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. So now I'll tell you the answer. By the way, our database server, this much, this should be public or private? There is no doubt it should be private. So now I would say this application server, I cannot leave the code to the public. I'll keep it as private only. Sir, if we keep it private, if you keep it private, how comes the clients will connect to the application server? And now there is one more boss who is coming all the way through. And his name is web server. What is that? What is that? Web server. So I'll keep this web server, and this web server, can I keep it in public? Yes, I'll tell you why. This web server can be, we should put this web server in public because it doesn't have any code. What it does is, it takes the request, request from client and redirect to the application server. It does only this, nothing else will do. Does it has any code? Does it has something really important? It just has only configurations, configs. We will tell to the web server that, hey, Babu, our application server name is this. Our application IP address is this. Whenever any clients are connecting to your to you, please redirect to the application server. So I'll keep this web server in public and I'll keep application server in private. Make sense? Getting it? So you might have heard about some names on the web server. Have you heard about Apache, Apache 2, Nginx? If you are not, no problem. So that is the software that we use as a web servers. Guys, everyone understood now? So this is also an interview question. Chiti, what is web server? Chiti, what is web server? If someone asks what is web server, what do you do? It takes the request and redirect to the application server. Does the web server has any code? No code. Make sense? So our application server should be in, now you know what is web server, right? Now application server should be in which network? Application server should be in always private network. Yes. So yes, security should be very, very important. So in web server, we don't keep any data, any authentication, any nothing. So in web server, it contains only redirections. Is it clear now, everyone? Now you can say that, sir, you said 3-tier architecture: client layer, application layer, database layer. Now we got web server also. That is also another layer. That means, is it 4-tier architecture? No, this is call it as entire architecture. What is this called? Entire architecture. So for security purpose, we can add many components in between. No, Krishna, that is different. RDP is a protocol which will be connected to the Windows servers. We'll talk on that also. Chit, is this clear? Is it clear, everyone, till here? And this is the architecture that we should be using it in our real time. So whenever you join any company, so go and see, it has to be this architecture. Most of the companies' legacy applications are still in two-tier architectures. Now you should go as a heroes and then tell them that, boss, you are using the wrong architecture. This is the best and secure architecture that you should use. Which one is that? Three-tier architecture. So all these things, guys, all these things, we will be doing the practicals on all these things. Now understood now clearly what is the difference between one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture. Chitti, tell me, experienced people online, without knowing all these things, will you go and learn this advanced technology called cloud? Or if you don't know how to say, how to architect the application, how to know the architecture, will you go directly and learn cloud and you will say you are an AWS engineer, cloud engineer? No. That is the reason why we need to know the grounds, basics. If you, the main advantage of having this fundamentals are, you can easily troubleshoot. Chitti, anyone can go and do the job. But if problem comes, you should be able to troubleshoot it. So now let's say in your home, all of a sudden power off. In your home, all of a sudden power off. What will we do? We'll just sit, keep quiet, correct? Or what is the first thing we'll do? We'll ask neighbors whether do we have current or not. Yes or no? If the neighbors doesn't have current, we'll be relaxed. Yes or no? We'll be happy. So do we go a step ahead and then see if something happened in the main or something fuse, something happened or something jam, something has happened? No. If you know a little bit on that electrical something, you can go and do the troubleshooting. In the real time also the same thing. In the real time also, you go and do the job. But if something problems comes, then only your talent will come out. Your manager can easily find out whether you are really worthable or not. So how do you do this troubleshooting? If you know the basics, you can easily do the troubleshooting. Clear, Chitti? Everyone understood? Now today, what we have learned is, okay, quickly. So online guys, everyone, I want everyone to answer in the chat. Okay. Ready? Let's have a quick what we have learned today. What is client? What is a client? Which request a resource? Fantastic. What is an example that we took as a client? Browser. Fantastic. And what is a server? Which respond to that particular request. Super. The client and server both should be inside the network in order to communicate, yes or no? Yes. Fantastic. And then how many types of client server architectures are there? 3. What are those? 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier. Fantastic. Which one is dead? 1 tier. Do we gonna use this 1 tier anymore? No. And in 2 tier, how many layers are there? 2 layers. What are those? Client layer, server layer. Fantastic. Do we need to really worry about the client layer? Do we need to really worry about the client layer? No. In the server layer, in 2 tier architecture, we are keeping application and database on the same machine in 2 tier architecture. Yes or no? Yes. Is it recommended to keep application and database on the same machine? No. If you keep application and database on the same machine, what will happen? Performance issues will come. 2 tier architecture is secure or not? Not secure. This 2 tier architecture is recommended for production environment? No. If this 2 tier architecture is secure? No. This 2 tier architecture can be recommended for your dev or test environments? Yes. Next, And then we have 3-tier architecture. How many layers are there? 3 layers. What are those? Client layer, application layer, and then super. And then in 3-tier architecture, we are separating application server and then database server, correct? Yes. And then if you are separating application server and database server, what is the end result that you get? Performance. Excellent. Super. Super. How does application server and database will connect with each other? Using IP address. What is IP address? It's a unique identification for a device in the network. Simple. Simple. What is host name? Yes. The name of the server is called the host name. Is it recommended to keep application server in the public network or private network? Private. So if you keep it in private, clients can connect to this application server private? No. In that case, which is the component you should put before the application server? Web server. Does the web server has any code inside it? No. What does it has? Only configuration. What does it do? It takes the request and redirect to the application server. Done. Super, no? Injected? Do you need revision? Notes? No need. My pains are enough. Your kids can also will understand. Right? So what we're going to do is, guys, now see, very important. See, now we understood the back end everything. Tell me honestly, when no one is there at home and you open the laptop, you open the browser and you typed google.com. Have you ever thought, whenever you hit google.com, what is happening in the backend before the Google's comes on your browser, on your page, on your laptop? Have you ever thought seriously? What is happening in the behind? Have you thought? What we do if you type google.com, if the google.com is not coming within the millisecond, what is the first thing that you say? Schema, right? That's this all kind of nasty words, correct? Yes or no? Everyone knows this fact, no? Internet is gone, which is slow, that is slow, this is slow, why it is slow? You shake the laptop, huh? Right? But Chitty, it is google.com now. In future, it will be your application which is accessed by the client. And in your place, client will be there. And you are the one who is handling the application. Can client will also the same thing, will tell the same thing to the company? What this company is doing, the application is very slow. And who is handling that application? You. And you should know now properly, clearly how to troubleshoot it, how to make it faster. And you should know that what is happening in the behind. Tomorrow, that will be the interesting part that we'll be learning what is happening in the backend. If you know what is happening in the backend, you can easily troubleshoot it. You can make your application all the time up and running. Your customers will be happy. If your customer is happy, you will get nice salary. So that will be discussed in tomorrow's class. Any questions? So so these questions will also be helpful for others. Please go ahead. Sir, in 3-tier architecture, both application and database servers have 4 GB. And so what if you provide 8 GB to the server? Still, there is a concept, Shushant, hey guys, there will be a concept called you cannot keep only one server. That is also important. Guys, you are driving your car. Don't you keep an additional backup tire? We should, right? Why do we keep the backup? What happens if my tire goes off? That is the concept. We have something called high availability. In coming days, we'll be learning it. Okay. So if you increase the from 4 GB to 8 GB also, there will be only one server that will go off anytime. So we'll talk about that. Hey, Mr. KL. Yes, of course. For this AWS course from me, you don't need any prior knowledge is required. Nothing technical knowledge. If you are able to understand today, that is more than sufficient. You can do it. Any other questions, City? Yes, Sainath, we will do it, but give some time. Yes, it is just for routing purpose. Yes, Sashi, please check with admin management. You have placements, all these things also. So you can check with them. But there are so many opportunities. And that too, I don't have phone. How many I heard? $12 billion AWS is investing in India. $12 billion in 2023 by next year. So, and per year, almost 2 lakhs jobs is waiting. So be ready with the AWS knowledge. Yes, correct. Can join full stack Java student this batch? Yes, guys, this AWS is irrespective of your technology. Akshay, don't worry. Go ahead. So irrespective of the technology, if you are a full stack developer or Java, .NET, whichever it is, everything that you should be doing it in AWS, the cloud. So that's the reason you should be learning it. So any kind of technical domain, guys, if you add this AWS, you will have a nice deadly, that will be a deadliest combination. Monica, if you are an experienced person, yes, I would recommend DevOps later, not now. Once we learn AWS, then later you can go with the next step would be DevOps. Is Linux is needed to learn. So guys, those who have opted my course AWS and Linux is free for you. So you can learn Linux also. But for my course, Linux is not required. But Linux is free for you. You can still learn it. For my course, I'll take care of it. Whatever the commands that I'm doing it. All good, guys? Everyone? So tomorrow will be a very important class. That will be again the very basics. I don't think so. This is a basic, right? This is very also. So guys, experienced people, isn't it? So isn't it really required to know all these things before going further? Experienced people, can you please just tell so that other people can also get motivated from your words? 100% useful. Without this, you cannot move forward. That's why I always go with the basics first. On top of it, you can be very stronger. Not only this technology, any technology. Super. So don't miss the class tomorrow. You're doing it very well. Thank you, Harsh. Yes. Yes, guys, project is, can you tell me what is a project? Project is a combination of tasks. Yes or no? All those tasks will be doing it. Okay, don't worry. Should we do AWS developer or architect? We'll be doing architect. Is there job opportunity for freshers? There are so many. Just put it in Google, you'll get to know. Materials, once the batch is fixed, all the materials will be shared. Whatever is required for AWS solution architect, all those things will be covered. Krishna, yes. Linux not in the same class, in another class. Tomorrow's topic, suspense. Yes, Dasar Sikant, it is enough. Procedure of paying fees. You still have time, so admin will put the messages. Let's say it. Yeah. So guys, you still have my email ID. So riyashek@ymail.com. If you still have any questions, please mail me. I'll be happy to help you. Okay. Guys, can you give me the final CC for today? CC with smile. I'll be still taking all your questions every day. Don't worry if the question is missed. You can email me or you can ask tomorrow also. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next important topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and good night. Don't miss the class. Bye-bye.